Alright, we're live. What's going on, people? Sound check. Looks like we're doing good. Can y'all hear me fine? Ryan, what up? Dragon Slayer, Draco, Blood Ring. How we doing? Folks? How we doing? So, as you can see, I was, what would the term be? Dragonifying a snow leopard? What would we say? Joe, what up? Matthew, C-A-E, Cave? Is it Cave? I don't know. C-A? We'll just call you C-A. What up? So, I was working on this little... So, backstory. I was, last night, or was it last night or the night before? I was just doing some Yeti sketches, and then I was just thinking, okay, let's do some more of the fauna that would inhabit the Mammoth Peaks, which is where the Yeti lives, right? So then last night we did this little yak guy. I was just doodling while I was laying down before bed, and then I was like, okay. Snow leopards are also, because the Mammoth Peaks, in case you haven't picked up, they're based off of the Himalayas, right? So I was like figuring out different creatures of the Himalayas that I can combine to make some creatures. So snow leopard, obviously, one of the coolest creatures that are native to the Himalayas. So we're doing some sort of dragon, like Asian dragon inspired snow leopard thingamabob. How are you, Josh? I'm good. Kyra, how are you? How are you doing? How are you folks doing? How about that? How are y'all doing tonight on this Friday, this fine Friday? Why are you number one? Hey, Smitty Yeager Werbenman Jensen. He was number one. Don't ever forget it. Alright, we're gonna... This is like the first little rough sketch, but we're gonna take a pose like this, a little bit more dynamic of a pose rather than just laying this lazy pose, and then we're gonna figure out some other stuff that I can maybe try adding to it to further flesh it out. See where we go. ADK, hello. How was everyone's week? Because mine's been freaking hell. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, ADK. Why is your week hell? Mine's been okay. Same shit, different day, you know? I don't got a whole lot of crazy stuff going on in my life. Currently, I've been chilling, just working, doing the damn thing. Can I hire you to create creatures for me? Do you take customs? I am opening to take on commissions. I'm a little backlogged for this month, but maybe in like a week I'll be available. World of Aurorealis. Just hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram if you're ever interested in commissions, and we can chat there. Stellar, what up? Legend the Raptor Hybrid, how you doing? I'm doing alright, how you doing? Got fired from my job, my girlfriend dumped me, now everyone from the store I work at thinks I'm a monster. Dang, well, that is a rough week. Sorry to hear that. It's crazy. Well, we've all been there, alright? We've all been there, okay? It'll get better, trust me. The light is darkest just before the dawn. Or the night is darkest just before the dawn. Just keep your head up. You'll find a new job, you'll get a new girlfriend. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Take the lessons that you can learn from it and grow. Don't make the same mistakes again that you made in the past. That's all you can do. But on the bright side, Valentine's Day is coming up, so you don't got to worry about paying for no gifts. Hey, saving some money, you know? Look on the bright side. There's always a little something you can, take out of everything, right? But, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. It'll get better. Trust me, it'll get better. We all go through, down times. I've been there. I've started making my own versions of found footage horror monsters. I am honestly proud of how they're turning out. I created my own version of Cartoon Cat from Trevor Henderson. Nice. Oh yeah, it's Friday the 13th, y'all. It's Friday the 13th. Just a bit stressed and tried to be a glue for my dad and mom, but to be honest, I feel like I'm failing. Well, dang, man. Y'all got some rough stories going on tonight, man. That's tough. Trying to be the glue for your dad and your mom. Well, I don't know what's going on with that situation, but ultimately, it's not your responsibility. That's your parents' responsibility to handle that stuff. Is this the hairy almudron? Insert butterfly meme? Joe, you always know the body types, don't you, Joe? You know the body types. Yeah, I was thinking of like a Monster Hunter, like Leviathan style body. So we got almudron. I was thinking of Mizutsune, obviously. Laggy was the first one when I was doing this pose. And I was like, let's go with a more almudron type pose for this one over here. What's your favorite monster or creature drawing that you drew? I recently subscribed to you and like your stuff. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate the support there. I don't have a favorite. Everybody always asks me that stuff. And the way I am is after I draw something, I might sit on it for like a day or two, or if it's something I really like, maybe a week or two. I'll still be like infatuated with it a little bit if I really like the way it turned out. But then I just kind of move on, and it's just it's in the peripherals now. It's out the way, and I'm just focusing on whatever's next. A lot of stuff I forget that I even drew, to be honest, because I'm just always thinking about what I could do next. We always look forward, folks. We don't look to the past. I was thinking about giving it horns, but I haven't figured out what kind of horns yet. I did these little quick doodles from, I forget what type of, I forget what the name of the little goat type creature was that lives in the Himalayas, but it had antlers like this, or horns, or whatever you want to call them. But we'll see. We'll play around with some horns and stuff too. How good is it in soup? Real good. It's quite the delicacy, some might say. How about a big pair of horns that curve backwards at the beginning and then point forward like jousting sticks? We'll play around with the horns after. But since for this one we're taking some Asian dragon inspiration, I want them to kind of be inspired by that sort of vibe. Joe, you're redesigning Royal Ludroth as a Fang Wyvern. Nice. Good old Joe with the monster hunters. Good old Joe. I know, dude. I'm so, ever since that Stories 3 demo, oh my god, I can't wait for next month. I was playing that demo even more. I already got like 11 hours in just the demo. I was just bullshitting around with it. But I was like, I gotta stop playing because I want it to be as like fresh and new of an experience as possible when the game finally releases. So I gotta practice some discipline and not play anymore and just wait for the full release, cause it's gonna be dope. The Markor goat? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called, the Markor goat. Draconis, what kind of creature is this? We're basing this off of a snow leopard. A dragon snow leopard thing. We're doing creatures that inhabit the Mammoth Peaks, which is obviously, if you remember correctly, where the Yeti lives. So we're sticking to that Himalayan theme here. We're taking a snow leopard and turning it into a big old long boy. Do you like Magic the Gathering? Never played. Couple of my buddies play Magic, but I do not. I do not partake. Reminds you of Falcor. Good old Falcor. Never-ending story. Actually, I think I had that DVD sitting around here somewhere. The Never-ending story. Classic. Classic. Oh, speaking of classics, y'all ever seen The Page Master? That was one of my favorite animated movies as a kid. It's a good one if you've never seen it. I recommend it. Peace be upon you all, just some average hobbits. What's up? You visiting here from the Shire, are you? A reindeer version of Gamoth would be nice. That would be nice. It's a solid idea there, ADK. It's a solid idea. Yo, Gamoth? Good old Gamoth. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what about old Gamoth. The fact that we didn't get no Gamoth in Monster Hunter Wilds is a travesty. It's a travesty, I tell you. But Gamoth will likely appear in Monster Hunter Stories 3. So, that's something to look forward to, right? We got something to look forward to with good old Gamoth. You're visiting from a random cave because you're an outcast? Dang. What are you, Gollum? What is this, Smeagol over here? We got Smeagol in the chat? What up, Smeag? Maybe you should make a type of mountain banshee from Avatar. A mountain banshee. From Avatar? Are you talking about, which Avatar are you talking about? Last Airbender or Blue People Avatar? I've only, because if it's Blue People Avatar, I've only ever seen the first one. I didn't see the last couple. Are you drawing a dragon? A dragon-like creature, yes. Snow leopard, dragon type of creature. I've been following you for a long time, you stalker. And I like your work. I find it very relaxing to watch you draw. Thanks. Iyagi Drip. Iyagi Drip. If that's how you pronounce it, Iyagi Drip. Thank you. Blue People? Yeah, I've only ever seen the first one, so I don't know like any of the creature names from Avatar. I'm ignorant of that world. Forgive me. Do you think Toothless is a cat dragon or a dog dragon? Hybrid. It's a hybrid. Is this something I could take a selfie with in the wild and lure and be safe? Maybe if you're wearing like a ghillie mantle. Derek, what up? Banshee are the wyvern things from Avatar? Like the dragon things? Let me look it up. All right, let me Google it. Banshee. Let's see what you're talking about. Let's Google this thing. Oh, those are called banshees? I never knew that. I just always called them the Avatar dragons. So what's and then the cool one from the big one in the first Avatar? I liked him. His name was like Turok or some shit. What was his name? What was the red one's name? Toruk? Yeah. I always say Turok. Yeah, that was my favorite creature from the first one. What kind of horns could we give this thing? Let's just throw these little random horns real quick. These probably won't work very well on it, but... Actually, those kind of horns aren't too bad on it. You know? I fucks with them a little bit, you know? They ain't too shabby. Those look pretty cool on it. What do you think of Amonza from Monster Garden? I don't know. Amonza from Monster Garden. What is this thing? I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing or not. There's a bunch of different type of pictures here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Delta Studios, what up? I think we could roll with them horns actually. They ain't too shabby, you know? They ain't too shabby at all. Hold on. Let's just go ahead, actually. Maybe shrink them up a little bit. Do you think a dragon is just a flappy lizard? Of course. Of course. What else would they be? Saggy, flappy lizard. Some little twisty horns on it. Ah. Baal the Dread. Curse you, Baal! Baal is very cool. See, I didn't play Elden Ring, but I watched Maximilian Dude play through it. So, I'm familiar with Baal the Dread. Curse you, Baal! Yeah, let's roll with those little, let's roll them little horns for now. Let's clean it up a little bit. We're still going to keep it rough, because that's how we do it here, folks. You listen to the Top Gun soundtrack? Nice. You should make a dinosaur with moose antlers, and it would be a rock dragon with crystals growing on its back. Love a nice dinosaur with antlers. Have I drawn one like that yet? Can't remember. Might have. I always like combining like mammal traits with like dinosaurs or dragons. It's probably my fave. It's probably my fave thing to do. Same thing with like taking mammalian creatures and then giving them like scales and stuff. The old switcheroo, you know what I'm saying? The old switcheroo. Imagine if drakes are just western dragons and eastern dragons going freaky and had a child. Possibly. It's possible. I want to see you draw Baal the Dread in his prime before he lost a leg and his wings torn. Yeah, we can do some fan art. We can do some fan art soon. We'll probably have to crank out some Monster Hunter art since we got Monster Hunter Stories 3 coming up in a month, you know, so for the build up to it, we could do some Monster Hunter art. Just to really set the mood, you know what I'm saying? Gets the people going. You also like adding beards to sharks and other things that shouldn't have beards? Exactly. Now you're catching on. Everything looks better with a beard. Well, not everything, but a lot of things look better with beards. It's my signature. Alright? Hanging beards and like just fur. Just hanging down, just, you know. I love it. Can you draw a seal for my little sister's birthday? She loves your work. I could eventually. I could do a seal eventually. Tell your sister I said what's up and happy birthday, little sis. Happy birthday, sis. Maybe you can make a dragon that's in the shape of a jet. We could do that. We could do that. What do you think of the TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? We were actually talking about them on the last stream. I'm a Raphael guy, personally. He's my spirit animal. What's your fave type of music? Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm drawing, I like more lo-fi, chill, sad boy music. You know, something to really put me in the mood. If I'm working out, either rap or rock. When I'm driving, I like some good road trip music, so like some classics, some classic bangers. Do you like Goji Center? I've watched some Goji Center stuff every now and again. Not too much though, but I've seen some Goji Center. I like the videos I saw, but speaking of Monster Hunter, it would be badass if they did an Elden Ring collab that lets you hunt Beldred. That would be so sick, yo. That would be so sick. Instead, we got dang Omega Planetus or whatever from Final Fantasy. I was disappointed, man. They should have given us Leviathan or Bahamut. Or like Ifrit. Come on, man. There's so many better choices than that Omega thing. Like, I want something that's an actual creature, not a robot. So, I was a little let down with that that collab they did. The Behemoth collab in World was so much better. That damn Behemoth fight took me and my buddy like a month to beat that shit. God, it was so fun though. It's so fun when you get your ass whooped and you have to keep trying again and again and again until you finally get it. It's rewarding. Shows Bicol seals and leopard seals. Nice. I was thinking about doing like a leopard seal type of creature here eventually, so stay tuned for that, Delta. Stay tuned. Cipher the creature. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Rebeater, what up? Or Rebeator. Manly cat. I like using Drekos, dragon geckos, which don't fly but climb mountains and stick to bottoms of clouds, dropping onto its prey. Nice. He wasn't happy with the robot? Yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit of a letdown. It's like, out of all this, Final Fantasy has so many awesome creatures that you could use. So many awesome ones. Like, yo, imagine from, like, if they use one of the summons from, like, Final Fantasy 16. Like, that version of Ifrit, or that version of Bahamut. Come on, man. Come on, man. What we doing here? What we doing? Y'all blew it. We had so much potential. And you wasted it on the robot. You wasted it on the clanker, dude. You wasted it. I would love to Goji Center do it. What if B-Rex from Colgrath was in Monster Hunter? Maybe one of these days, yeah. If we ever grow to a big enough thing, and I could turn Colgrath into... The dream would be to do like a turn-based RPG with it. That would be the dream, but for now we'll just stick to the art, and whenever I do next book, that the vids. That's what we got for now, folks. All right, that's what we're sticking to for now. Is this just the same music on repeat right now? That's Final Fantasy X? It is. I need to switch this thing up. Let's get some other Final Fantasy music up in this bitty. I would like to play Final Fantasy VII, but I don't know if I'd get copyright with that because it's way more popular. Just jump to some, what is this, Diablo 2 music? You know what? Since it's Friday the 13th, we'll rock the Diablo 2 music, you know? Keeping with the theme of the day here. Where do you learn to draw stuff like this? Where do I learn? I just, you know, at home. I mean, I've been drawing since I was a kid. So you just kind of, it's like anything, you get better as you do it more. I have no art education, though, if that's what you're asking. I didn't go to school for it or anything. I never really saw the point in that. Especially not like nowadays. Like, you literally get access to all your favorite artists on social media. I mean, like, it's better than anything that school's gonna teach you, in my opinion. You can learn from your favorite artists, you know, right from their social media, man. And a lot of them have like their own courses and stuff anyways, so I've been wanting to do some, like, take some courses of my own, just to expand the repertoire, especially for like landscape paintings. I thought about looking into doing some courses on that from like one of the artists I follow. Support their work while learning, you know. We're gonna give him some really cool long tufts of fur here just to up the fantasy aspect of it. Does hair really curve like this? No, not really. But we're doing it anyways, you know? Because we can. Because we're not limited by doing super realistic creature designs, okay? I do fantasy stuff. So we can get away with more when we play with the fantasy stuff. Trouble Corpse, thank you, I appreciate it. You're eating shrimp and egg rolls? Ooh, I love a nice egg roll. Little pork egg roll. I need to draw more. I've been trying to learn so I can make reference art better. Try to draw, well, depends on what your goals are. If you really want to get good at art, draw like, you don't even have to draw an hour a day. At least draw like 30 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. But just work on something. You know, build up that muscle memory in the hands and stuff. What is your major if you ever went to college? So when I went to college, I just got my my basic 2-year degree, my Associate of Arts, my AA. I didn't know what I wanted to do back then, and I was like, well, I'm paying for college on my own because I didn't have none of my parents didn't like put away money for me or anything, and I didn't have scholarships because I never really believed too much in school. Like the more I did it, the more I saw it was kind of a bunch of bullshit. So I was like, I learned more just from using the internet myself than the stuff they're teaching in school. So I wasn't the biggest fan of school the older I got, anyways. But I just went and got my basic 2-year degree because I was like, I don't know what to major in. And I was like, I'm using my own money, so I know I'm going to be in crazy debt. And I was like, all my friends that major in stuff, they end up doing these majors and they don't even get a career in it. They don't even like what they're doing, and then they wasted all that money, and then they have to go back and get a whole nother major and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I got my 2-year degree, and then I went to transfer to UCF, which is our big local university here in Central Florida. And then I went through like the, what's it called? The, damn it, what's it called when you visit the college? What's it called? I always forget these dang words. It's been so long. The when you go to pick your classes and all that, and you walk around the campus, whatever the hell it's called, I forget. But I went to that, and then at the was it orientation? No, that's not what it's called. What is the word? What is it called when you go to visit college to decide when you're going to go? It's not orientation. I forget. But anyways, at the very end of it, after you walk through the campus and you learn about whatever you're talking about. And then everybody sits down at the computers to pick a major. So everybody's sitting down in the computer room, and I'm looking to my left, I'm looking to my right, and all the people, they're picking what classes they want to do. And I'm just staring at the screen, and I'm looking at all this stuff, and in my head I'm like, yo, fuck this, dude. I was like, I don't want to do this. So I just got up and I left, and I never went back. I was like, I ain't feeling this, man. I'm out. It's like, this ain't for me. Because if I would have picked a major, I probably just would have done like a business degree or something. But even that, I'm like, you don't need a degree to do business. Like, I have my own LLC. Anybody can start an LLC. People tend to focus on learning the theory and basic stuff like anatomy, perspective. But the most important thing is just drawing, having fun, and learning along the way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it is good to like learn, like you want to learn the foundations, right? The basics. That's good to have, But yeah, I've always been a just do my own thing kind of guy, and kind of learn on my own. That's how I've been with everything. Like, I'm self-taught with like everything. I just kind of figure shit out, or I'll just like research it on my own, or I'll watch videos on how to do stuff, and then that's how I learned to do it. I never really had mentors or anything like that. Just kind of always had to figure it out on my own, so it's kind of what I've done with art. But if I were to go back to school nowadays, I wouldn't even go to like a college. I would go to a trade school. With the way jobs are going now, learn a trade. If you don't know what you want to do, and you're young right now, and you don't have any like passions or anything, go to a trade school. Be a plumber, be an electrician, do stuff like that. HVAC. Get yourself in a position where you don't have to worry about AI taking your job. So trades and stuff that actually involves high manual labor, those are going to be the actual last things to go. So get good at that stuff. Or like be a mechanic. You always use more mechanics, especially people who can like learn how to work on robotics. That's going to be big. So if you like computers and stuff, learn how to work on robotics. That'd be a good career path. When designing creatures for Colgrath, were you ever inspired from anything from Ark Survival involved? I've actually never played Ark, so no. Unpopular opinion, I like 2016. I think his design is how I imagine Shredder. I never saw the new Ninja Turtle movies. I like the one from the 90s, and then I watched the cartoon and I played some of the games, but I didn't see like the new Turtle movies. Or I might, maybe I did see the first of the new ones. Maybe I did, I just don't remember it. Can your orcs be great archers? I don't see why not. And I've been wanting to do more character stuff too, but I'm like, man, it's just so many things I want to draw, but so little time. Let's get some some Zelda music up in this thing. Sky, what kind of monster you making? We're doing a snow leopard inspired dragon. If you were to add goblins in Colgrath, would you make them... Let me show you. Allow me to show you, friend. Where are my goblins? I have them somewhere. There you go. This is my goblins. What's a goon to a goblin, bro? There you go. Go ahead, drink it all in. Always goes down smooth. Do you think that Stitch is more koala or dog? I personally think that he's a dog. Yeah, he acts more like a dog. Stitch definitely acts more like a dog. He's got some koala traits, I'll give him that, but definitely gives me dog vibes. Found you 2 days ago and just saw that you were alive. You found me? Here I am. Weird goblin designs inspired by Furbies? Not particularly, but they do have a little bit of a Furby quality to them. I'll give you that. It's more like I just wanted to combine like a frog with like a rabbit type of thing. That's really like where the idea started. Give him that floofy snow leopard tail. Maximum floof. A nice long mustache. Yes, I use Procreate. That is correct. Alright, let's throw in some little colors here. Throw in them colors. We'll go with a little bit of this tan. I wonder if this is this like how their fur looks maybe like when they're younger or something? Has more of this like orangish tan look to it? Or is it like a summertime? I don't know. Because mainly you see them, they're like that pure snow white color, but I like that little bit of that tan in there. I digs it. It's probably a little too much though. Then it should be an ice type. You kidding me? No, this is a water type, dude. This is a water type. Yeah, ice would be most logical since it's based off a snow leopard and it lives in the snowy mountain tops. A legendary rare beast. I think what we'll do for our region lore with this guy and like the Yeti and stuff, since the Yeti has some Oni inspiration, you know, demon, right? This we can have like the peoples of the region. Maybe they kind of worship or revere these creatures as like the holy creatures of the mountains, and then the Yetis will be the adversaries. The demons of the mountains, of the Mammoth Peaks. So then maybe all their temples and stuff can have like your Shisa, you know, guardian lion type statues of stuff of these type of creatures out in front of their temples and such. So maybe these dragons here will be very chill. They won't be super aggressive, you know. But they'll almost be like legend because they only live in the highest of the peaks. And when you get that high, you hallucinate. So you're not sure by the time you know, get your headspace back. You're not sure, did you actually see this creature or were you just hallucinating it? So it remains a mystery and a legend throughout the region. Does this dragon have thermal vision like the snow wraith? I hadn't thought about thermal vision for it. Didn't cross my mind. Snow leopards are so rare that some would think it's extinct. Yeah, they're beautiful cats, man. Look at those things. They're probably like the prettiest big cat. Although, you know what? It's hard. It's hard. Siberian tiger's my favorite, but in terms of just like beauty, snow leopard's up there, you know, but Siberian tiger's my favorite. I just like the idea of like big cats and snow. It's this killer combination. Combo breaker. Since when do you draw? And is only a hobby or do you for? I do it as it's side work for me. It's not my main job, but I do it on the side. I do it for fun and I do it for money. Both. BOF. Both. Sup, Goobers? Your favorite small fantasy world building creator is live. What up, Tora? What up, Tora? It's like good background music right here. Perfect. Tai Lung is based off the snow leopard, my favorite villain from Kung Fu Panda. Good old Tai Lung. If his heart was in the right place, he would be the Dragon Warrior instead of Poe. Tai Lung's that dude. I love Tai Lung. Kung Fu Panda. Great. Great films. Obviously, the first one's the best, and none of the other ones compete with it. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite, like, 3D animated films. I actually have it. I have it in the other room. Good old Kung Fu Panda. Although, you know who probably my favorite character overall is? Master Oogway. Master Oogway. That's the real G. Speaking about snow leopard, earlier this year, a tourist trying to get close to take a selfie ended up getting mauled. People, well, dude, the fact they got that close to a snow leopard is pretty crazy. Because, like, those things are hard to find, and, like, they're not, like, around people. That's crazy, though. I mean, I see videos of people, like, going up to, like, when they go out west to the national parks, and they'll go and try and get up to, like, bison. Like, just these dumb, just real dumb people. Just, like, people who've never been out in, like, nature. They think they just go stand up in front of a bison, and then it just charges them and flips them over. Like, I've seen people, like, have their little kids do that. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like, if you want to be an adult and be dumb, that's fine. But, like, letting your little toddler go by a bison and get stomped out? What are you doing? Box of socks, what do you do? This is all the first case of a healthy snow leopard attack. Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, sometimes, like, I try not to watch them because if you go down rabbit holes, you'll get some graphic stuff. But I've seen, like, the videos of, like, tigers, like, taking people out of cars because, like, oh, people are so dumb, man. Like, don't get out your car if there's a big cat around. Like, what are you doing? I've seen people get mauled by tigers. I've seen one where this dude's on the back of an Asian elephant, and the tiger jumps over the back and takes the guy off of the elephant. It's crazy, dude. Cats are legit the most athletic species in all the animal kingdom. There's nothing more athletic than cats. They're nature's perfect athletes. Perfect killing machines. Bison is not your average cow. They are not. Bison are awesome. One of my favorite bovines. The time I went to Yellowstone, I saw a bear from far away. Almost shit yourself. I want to go to Yellowstone so bad. That'd be so cool. There's so many places I need to go to in the U.S. I'd like to do like a huge road trip all the way around the country. That'd be sick. It's like a life goal. Like, if I didn't have to work, I would legit do that. I'd get an RV and just, like, road trip throughout the entire country. Visit all 50 states. Hit all the national parks. Man. One day. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the present. Exactly. All-time great quote. Master Oogway. Dude, that scene always makes me choke up. He's like, my time has come. And he takes the stick. He's so wise. I love the wise old master. He doesn't get caught up in all the emotions and all the craziness, you know. He sees past it all. He sees the bigger picture. He understands life. You know, that's my type of vibe, man. The wise old master. He made a species of gnome called the northern fracken gnome. They're literal bodybuilders and wear cloaks that look like a mix between a wizard coat and a boxer outfit. Nice. That's unique right there. Very friend-shaped. It is friend-shaped. Box of socks it is. Alright, now let's go with a little bit darker up top now. We'll go a little bit more orange maybe. Throw a little orange up there. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more vibrant. We'll see. We'll mess around. Speaking of making species, I've been doing a bunch of aquatic creatures for my island biome. And when I checked the frame, 12 hours of drawing. Dang! All at once? 12 hours? That's crazy. 12 hours? Man. After a couple, I gotta get up and walk around or do something. Sometimes I could just zone, like, you know, you get in that zone. Like the flow state, man. Listen, if any of y'all are watching and you don't ever do like art or anything, you just like watching art, I'm telling you, if you get into art and you ever get in that flow state, man, there's very few things in life better than that. Not only just like in art, like some people do it if you ever played sports and stuff, like you can get in that flow state. It just depends. Like any type of thing, craft or something you work on, if you ever get in that flow state, yo, it's like everything else just disappears. Like you're so focused and in the zone. It's like nothing else matters. You're like, there's literally no other thoughts on your mind. It's so cool. We'll do like the spots or whatever at the end. We might mess around with the colors some more or something. Kolgrath have Gorgonopsids? If they do, I can imagine being either hunting pets or battle mounts. I'll have to do something based off of like a Gorgonopsid. Is there a Kolgrath Discord? There's a Soup Cult Discord that a lot of people from the channel here hang out on. I'll link it for you. Hold on. Let me link it. Let me link this thing. Ah. Hopefully that link works. But yeah, that's where a lot of the OGs from my channel go to hang out and shoot the shit. I'm not really in there. I'm gonna try to start getting in there more often now, and at least post when I'm going live and stuff. But yeah, a lot of the people from the community will be chilling there on the Soup Cult Discord. The old Soup Cult. Bum, 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 bum. I'm thinking about maybe doing some sort of blue up in this color scheme. Let me just mess around with something real quick. I'm just messing around with colors right now. I'm not gonna probably keep this. I just wanted to see what it'd be like if I threw some blue. Some of that blue up in here. Interesting, very interesting. That perp, that pink. Whoa. Ew. That the vanilla custard right there, that's vanilla custard, folks. I haven't been in the Ark until this year. I'm taking interest in it now because in late 2026 there will be a DLC they're doing called the Dragontopia. Nice. Isn't there's a second, there's Ark 2, isn't there? Ark 2 is out. Shows you the default Discord link. So guys, I'm an unk when it comes to Discord, so I just tried linking the damn thing I'm on, the web page I'm on. But yeah, hold on, let me try and maybe this will work. Hold on, let me put this link. Let me know if this works. That might work. Try clicking that link. Jackson, what up? See ya. Thanks for stopping by. I do kind of like that blue in there just because it makes it more, gives it more Monster Hunter vibes. I'm not gonna lie. but we still gotta add the spots, the patterns. Maybe we'll do this, the patterns in this bluish color also. Although I don't want to do like exactly spots, I want to have them have a more fantasy pattern type of feel to it. A little bit more design-like or something. More Asian sort of inspired. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. What do y'all think about the blue? You digging it? Or do you think we go more with that black? The blue feels more mystical, you know? This thing's gorgeous. You want to kill it? Let me kill it. I must. I must make armor from its hide. Wilds Apex vibes? Talking about Monster Hunter Wilds Apex? What do you mean? Holy Fatalis. The beastie is magnificent. You want to write it. Monster Hunter Stories. Yeah, for real. We're taming these things. We ain't just hunting them. We taming them. We raising them from as little chitlins. We're building a team. We're assembling a team. Any of y'all watch the Sony State of Play yesterday? All the games they showed off. There were some goodies, I must say. That John Wick game, I'm hyped for that. It's one of my favorite movie franchises. Guess we can make we gotta make them whiskers blue, I guess, or the same color. Totally random. Am I the one who's going to constantly listen to Arkfeld's theme once it releases? Arkfeld. I love Arkfeld. Alpine Guardian Lion. 20 layers? Well, there's a bunch of different sketches, that's why. I don't have 20 layers for just this creature. Or just this drawing. So. Actually, we gotta make the nose this black color also. Looking pretty snazzy. Let's make them horns black next. So they can stand out from this tawny colored mane. This is my first stream I got to see you live on. Nice. What up, Ray? What's up with my YouTube? Why is it messing up on me? Let me know if it's if the stream's bugging out on y'all or not. YouTube's showing me an error right now. Saying I got an error going on right now. I don't know how. Just be lying to me, man. I think that this creature should be able to fly through the clouds, running on platforms made of ice condensed in the atmosphere under its paws. It's a pretty good idea right there. Pretty good idea. Oh, I forgot we got that tooth right there. What would it look like if it had a black tooth? Just to see. A black fang. Let's give it the old icy blue eye, of course, you know. Got a little bit of color variation there. With the claws and the horns. Have it start off a little bit lighter of a gray. Like so. Like so. Do you have any tips for Procreate when doing a more painterly style? The only thing I say to do a more painterly style is just do less emphasis on your line art. I'm not like a super sophisticated painter. I'm definitely more of a drawing type. Pencil's always been my tool of the trade. What brushes? I use all their basic brushes. My sketch brush is this one, which comes from the Fat Pencil. The Fat Pencil, I'm pretty sure I downloaded it from some other artist, and then I tinkered with it and then made it into this brush, which I use now. It's like a mix of a pencil and like a brush. It's not as like grainy as a pencil, but it's not as smooth as a brush. That's what I use for my line art. Everything else, man, I just use the basic shit. I don't use anything fancy. The way I do my art, I don't really have to have a bunch of brushes. For some texture stuff, I mean, they have tons of different texture options, so you can always mess around with that. Like industrial, I like some of the textures in industrial. I'll use those from time to time, but or like Dove Lake I'll use. But yeah, for the most part, this is the airbrush. I'm an airbrush guy. Ice cream time. What's up, ice cream you getting? Oh, you know what sounds good right now? Some Dairy Queen. Since we're talking about ice cream, a little Dairy Queen, a little peanut butter Reese's Cup Blizzard. That's my go-to if I go to Dairy Queen. Let me tell you what. Y'all don't know about that peanut butter Reese's Cup Blizzards. Let me tell you what. Look how plain he looks now when I take off the blue. It looks silly. It looks naked. But let's just mess around with this color real quick. Let's just see what it would look like as other colors. I do like that reddish brown, I ain't gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. Definitely looks the best as a bluish color. Maybe I'll slightly change it to like 48% blue. Lean into the blue a little bit more, actually. Maybe make it a little darker. Like 48. A little bit more contrast there. How's it going so far? It's going. It's going. Your drawing kind of reminds me of Zhang, which is a giant big cat in Chinese mythology. Well, I'm taking some Eastern Asian inspiration with it, you know. Throw a little bit of that icy blue into the crevices of the horn. Like so. Like so. Actually, let's make it a little bit more whitish. That's better. That's better. Same thing with this eye. Same thing with this eye, dude. Alright, alright, alright. Have you tried adding gold to places like the horns or fangs or claws? I did not, but I did just add some icy blue. But we can play around with the colors, you know. We can make the horns. We can make them a goldish color. See how it looks. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? See, the problem with them being gold is that it's too similar to the mane, the color of the mane. What about if we did like red? Let's just mess around, guys. Let's just mess around for a little bit. Let's see what red looks like, just for funsies. Interesting. What if I took this off? Red doesn't look too bad. Red doesn't look too bad. It's definitely interesting. In some ways, I kind of like it more than the black. What if I said this? Interesting. Interesting. Gives it a bit of flair. Yeah, that red, right? It makes it even more mystical looking in a sense. Joe, are you in here? Ichan Joe, my friend, are you in here? We need your expertise. Let's put a poll out. You know what? While we're on here, we're gonna put a poll. We're gonna see what y'all like more. If you like the red horns or the black. Joe. You know what, Joe? Here, we're just gonna vote. I'm gonna put a vote. Hold on. Where's the voting thing at? Okay, starting a poll. We're gonna go. Which color horns? Which color horns and claws? The options will be red or black. All right. I put the poll. What do y'all think? Red or black? Red or black? Choose wisely. So far, looks like red. Joe, what do you think? Red or black? Red touching black, you're okay, Jack. So right now we got black with golden tip. Let's see what that looks like, Joe. I'm trusting you, Joe. Well, red's winning right now. This is the black with the gold tips as suggested by our pal Joe. So that's the black with the gold. But right now, red's in the lead, y'all. What about red with the gold? Let's see what the red with the gold looks like. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa, we're getting somewhere. Hold on. Red with the gold? I don't know, guys. Now they were going there. Definitely giving some more East Asian influence, I feel like, with the red and gold combo. That's just me. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the red with the gold? The red with the gold tip. I do like that. It does look nice. What do y'all think about that? But then, you know what? Maybe we could keep the nose black. Well, we'll keep the nose black. How about that? Let's get the nose to be this black color. So we can still keep that. So it still has, you know, that with the black lips too. How about that? Red and gold be looking fire. It looks fuego. Does it look fuego, yo? Joe's down for the red and gold. Joe loves the red and gold. All right. And then you can even throw that icy blue on top if you wanted. If you really want to get spicy with it. You really want to push the edge? Yeah, I like that. It's very regal. Red and gold is like the ultimate regal combination. You could throw purple in there too. Red, gold, and purple. If you're like trying to feel real king or queen like, it's always a good choice. Red and gold in particular. I guess anything with gold. Blue and gold, right? It's like your classic paladin colors. Let me just see if I can. Let me just see real quick if I can push this a little bit more. I don't want to make it too dark though, so we'll see how it. If even more of a darker orange, if that looks better. There's more of some color variation. I mean, I like it, but then it starts to make it look less snowbound, so maybe I'll keep it light. Still want to have that snow vibe to it, you know? You're from that pronounce. Oh no, I say it like a gringo on purpose. Fuego. If I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it like my roots. Fuego. All right, we're gonna do a multiply layer there. We're just gonna do some basic shading real quick, just to give it a little bit more form. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. A demon shark. What's y'all's favorite shark movie? Are you going with the classic Jaws, or maybe you pulling out Deep Blue Sea? Nobody better say The Meg though. All right, that better not be your favorite shark movie. Sharknado? Come on now. That's like the same category as The Meg. That's that sci-fi channel slop. Actually, I wonder if I should make the eyebrows that dark color. Hold on. Let's try this out real quick. To keep the, yeah, I like that better. So then the darker fur can always be on the upper part of the body, and the white fur will be on the lower. It's more cohesive that way. You don't know you've never seen Jaws? You never seen Jaws? The OG shark movie? You really telling me you've never seen Jaws? That can't be true. Jaws, didn't Jaws like started the whole genre? That's probably like the first shark movie. Now that I'm thinking about it. Do not just. Oh, come on now. I know you're just kidding. Sharknado. What's your favorite horror movie? Leprechaun 3? Sharktopus? Never heard of that. What was that one? It was like, they used to have the goofiest names, like Croc versus. What was it? Croc versus Dino or some crap? I forget what it was. They had the. God, Sci-Fi Channel had the worst movies. I'd sometimes watch them, like some of the Sasquatch ones. They're so cringe, but I'd watch them. The fact that, man, can we get like a legit director to make a Sasquatch movie? Like, what are we doing here? There's some potential up in there for a Sasquatch film. It could be like a mystery film. Or you're following around this cryptozoologist, or everybody thinks that this person's crazy, and they're like, no, I'm gonna prove I'm right. And then it's like a reporter goes out to the out there to visit this crazy kooky guy who says he's got proof of a Sasquatch, and then he takes her out there into the wilderness with him, and they get lost or some shit, and then at the very end of it they encounter the Sasquatch. Like, come on, man. Giant shark versus Dinozilla. Conjuring, Alien is a classic. Yeah, Alien's a classic. Love the Xenomorph. Coolest alien design ever. Yeah, Xenomorph's up there as the best alien design ever. Xenomorph. The Predator's cool too. The Yautja. When I was younger, I was way more Xenomorph than Yautja, but as I've gotten older, I like the Yautja a lot, man. They're growing on me. And you know what else I like? Since we're talking about the alien movies, I like Prometheus. Alright, guys? I'm going to say it. I liked Prometheus. I thought the whole concept of the engineers was super cool. I wanted to just learn more about them. I used to watch so many like lore videos on the engineers and all that kind of stuff. Guilty pleasure of mine. Blair Witch style Bigfoot movie? Yeah. Now that we've discussed shark movies, what's your favorite shark species? The great white. Come on now. That's where my last name comes from, y'all. Come on now. Named after the great white. Great white's my favorite. I like hammerheads. Frilled shark's up there. Frilled shark I like because it literally looks like a shark from 65 million years ago, man. It looks like a dinosaur shark. It's cool. Basking shark's cool too, though. I like a basking shark because they're very ancient looking. Royal Ludroth Fangwar 70% done. Nice. Nice, Joe. Can't wait to see it. You saw Alien as a 9-year-old? Yeah, I think. How old was I when I saw Alien? I don't remember. I was definitely pretty young. I remember like when the original Aliens, like the little chest burster. I remember seeing that as a kid. That freaked me out. Yeah, this thing's turning out pretty cool. Pretty cool. I feel like this, yeah, it's definitely got to be the creature of the Mammoth Peaks that the peoples revere. This has got to be like the holy animal of the region. We love cookie cutter shark. It's a good choice, Joe. It's a good choice. Predator Badlands. Thoughts? Me personally, didn't like it. Well, see, there's things I liked about it, things I didn't. Obviously, if you like sticking to the true core of the Predator films, which are like slasher horror, more horror type, I get why you wouldn't like it. So like if you're a Predator purist or like an OG fan, I get it. I still think the first Predator is the best one by far. So in terms of like it being a horror type of movie, I get why you wouldn't like it. But what I liked about it was the fact that like you're out on these alien worlds, so you get to see the cool environmental design and the creature design, obviously. So just from an artist perspective, that's what I liked about it. Obviously, it's not as like critically as good of a film as like the original. It's definitely not on par with that. It has more of that, you know, Marvel comic book type of feel to it. But I just like seeing more of the culture and everything. Favorite movie franchises in general: Godzilla, Jurassic Park, Primitive War, The Relic, Alien, Predator, Pacific Rim, Dragonheart Classic. I was gonna say Hitty D, How to Train Your Dragon. Peter Jackson's King Kong Classic. Tremors. See, dude, Peter Jackson's King Kong, I watched that so many damn times when it came out. I still have it. I'll still watch from time to time, but I always like stop watching as soon as they capture Kong because it's sad. The ending's sad, so I've never watched the ending anymore. I always skip that. But like the part where they're on the island is so cool, and honestly underrated, guys. But the Peter Jackson's King Kong video game was actually really good. And back in the day, for when that came out, having a video game based on a movie, almost all of them were shit. So it was actually pretty solid for a video game. Movie-inspired video game back then. It was pretty good. And you would switch back and forth between playing as Kong and then as the main dude. So it was a good game. I liked it. This creature is gorgeous. Thanks, Jake Pikey. Appreciate it. I wish Monsterverse had dinosaur titans like a kaiju fight. The Statosaurus Rex, Gorosaurus. Yeah, bringing back Gorosaurus. That'd be cool. You would have liked it more if it wasn't Predator. Yeah. Also, like, I know he's supposed to be a young Predator, but the new Predator designs aren't anywhere near as good as the classic design. The classic's still the best by far. I kind of wish they would just kind of keep the classic design and then just bring it to these new movies with all this cool new like alien world stuff. But hey, you get what you get, you know? Beggars can't be choosers. We'll add a little bit of highlights in here just for funsies. Wish there was an animated version of the How to Train Your Dragon books. So are the How to Train Your Dragon books, are they just like actually like long novels, or do they also have like art in them? Oh, what am I even listening to? I zoned out there. Had to close that poll too. We've been past that. The books have art and really awesome stories. All right, all right. And that's one where, so the movie was originally based off the books, right? Look at our little dragon homie. The two hiccups are very different. What's Hiccup like in the books? There's a scary movie called The Black Demon. It was basically a scary black shark. Huh. Never heard of it. This Alpine Guardian Lion is killer. Thanks, Kyra. The story of two hiccups. So hold on. We're gonna go ahead. Hold on, folks. Let's grab some of these rough designs and we're gonna throw them together. Ah. Wait, why is there a... We're gonna put all these creatures on one page real quick. So I want to see them all, get them all together as we start fleshing out the biome. So let's hide. Let's go grab this other little Yeti. Let's go grab a Yeti real quick. And that's a way rougher piece of art. We'll throw him on here too. Get all our creatures of this biome on one page. There's some of our Mammoth Peak creatures. I might mess around with the oxen more because that was just it's a very basic oxen animal. But you know, sometimes you don't go super crazy with the mythological fantasy look. Sometimes you keep them more grounded and simple. See you, Draconis. But yeah, we're working on them. We're getting them Mammoth Peaks going, folks. What other sorts of creatures should we do? You know what I was thinking? So red pandas live in the Himalayas. So I was thinking of doing also a red panda inspired creature. I just got to figure out what kind of route. If I'm going to keep them as some small little cute thing, or if we're going to do like a bigger creature out of it. I don't know. But I want to do a red panda inspired creature for this biome. And I got to do some sort of bird also. And then what else, guys? What other things could be in a Himalayan inspired biome? I'm gonna get some more lore videos of Kolgarath soon. I'll probably work on I'll probably do like I'll probably finally crank out like a creature design video tomorrow. Just narrate something from the past even that I haven't made a video on before. Yeah, I definitely need to start cranking out some more actual videos. Search Lembuzwana. Let me see. Lembuzwana. Oh, that's that, is that an Indian cryptid? Oh, would you look at that? Joe's art comes up on the front page of Google search. Wouldn't you know? He's famous, y'all. He's famous. On the second row, the first image on the second row, we got Joe's art popping up. So we could do something like, so you think Joe's some sort of elephant-like creature for the peaks? A winged mammoth? Or a winged elephant type of thing? Or its body's kind of, oh, its body's like a griffin. Its head is an elephant, but its body, so it's like a griffin with an elephant head is the gist of it. Okay. Snow owl, yeah, I thought about snow owls. Do the red panda, yeah, I gotta think though. What do y'all think I could combine a red panda with? Because obviously they're super cute, but the coolest thing about the red panda is that color pattern's sick. Good old red panda. Because originally I was thinking of doing this dragon thing with the red panda color at first, but I was like, no, I'll keep it snow leopard. I'll keep it snow leopard. Yeah, I gotta make monkey. I gotta tighten up monkey's design a little bit. Same thing with the yak. So it's a little bit more rendered. Still rough. See, you know, I don't do super clean renders with my concepts. But I'll have to flesh these little suckers out more. Slenderman as a beef man. Beef man. A snow owl elephant hybrid. Red panda with a tortoise. Oh, you know what else I forgot, guys? Hold on. We got something else gotta put in that region. Hold on, y'all. We still gotta put. You gotta put our snow troll. I forgot about this. Hold on, our biome's not done yet with art so far. Hold on, Shelly. There we go. Here we go. We gotta get our character. Let's get our character in here. Where can I fit him? Well, I guess we'll put him there. Let's move the yak down. We'll put him there, then let's move the... like that. There we go. Now we're getting there. Now we're getting there. Got our snow trolls. So snow trolls are like the locals of the Mammoth Peaks. So we got snow trolls. We got these yaks. We got these yetis. We got this leopard dragon thingamabob. So far, that's our Mammoth Peaks megafauna. And then we'll get a bird. We'll get a bird thing. A red panda plus snake or worm. We can do that. Some snow tunneling type of thing. Red panda snake. A fuzzy snake. That could work. Could work. Red panda mixed in with nine-tailed fox. Okay, a little nine-tails action. That's some more mythology tied in there. I like it. Snow grouse for the bird. Let me look at it. Snow grouse or snow grouse? How do you say that? What is this thing? Whoa! I've seen that before with the little like spiky tail feathers. Yo, you know what? That is a good creature. That is a good bird to design a creature off of. Hey, good call. Good call. I'm gonna write that one down. Interesting. I like that. We'll put that in the notes. We'll put that in the notes. Where are they at? Where are my creature design notes at? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Bestiary. Snow grouse. Bird creature. I like that. That's a cool looking bird. Yeah, like look at this list, guys. This is a list. You probably won't be able to see it. But this is a list of like all the damn creature designs that I've thought about. And then I have damn character designs and lore I still need to do. But yeah, I always put that stuff in my notes. Whenever you got an idea, folks, put it down in your notes. Put it down in the notes. Because you'll probably forget. And then that idea may never come back. So it's always good to keep track of that stuff. If you ever have a good idea, jot it down. Hoatzin? What is a Hoatzin? Hoatzin? Oh, those are cool too. Yeah, they got good colors. Oh yeah, they're Amazon birds. Yeah, them things look like dinosaurs. Red panda with life animals like the spirit of the forest. Yeah, maybe the red panda creature can be like some sort of yeah, little spirit creature. Some sort of mystical holy. Yeah. Let's make the red panda creature. Maybe it could be a light element. And it'll be like this cute little thing. This holy little creature. One of the only venomous birds in the world. Yeah, that's crazy, right? A venomous bird? That's nuts, man. That's deadly. Secretary bird. You ever think about drawing a big guardian dog like a Tibetan Mastiff? I'll show you what I've done for a guardian dog. You really want to see it? I will show you. So this is my sort of guardian dog inspired creature. Part dog, part doggo, part cat. But more so doggo. The Kaishin. The divine beast. Another East Asian inspired creature design. Can't go wrong with that. But yeah, that's my guardian doggo. Can you put a platypus? Oh, yo, a platypus? Bro, we gotta get a Psyduck inspired creature up in Colgrath. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, platypus, classic. Who doesn't love a platypus? Would you make a griffin but with a barn owl and a domestic house cat? You can do an owl griffin. Kaishin was one of your favorites. Yeah, Kaishin, I liked Kaishin. I gotta go back and revisit some of these ones because I've drawn so many creatures. I don't get to spend too much time with them after I do them. I just kind of move on. Same thing with the Velnight Wyvern. I still want to design a character with that sort of inspired armor. Got lots to do. So I'll show y'all some stuff. Jungle Troll. I was working on. Never really got around to fleshing that one out. What else we got up in here? What else we got? And the whips. Let's see what else. I was working on a demon guy, but I gotta mess around with the design some more. This is a rough concept. Another little demon. I like his bust is cool. I never finished this one, obviously. What else we got? I was gonna make rat people. He's butt naked right now. Hold on. Shield your eyes, children. But yeah, I was gonna make my idea. I was thinking about this grotesque, evil, hideous rat people that live underground, and they're in conflict with the dark elves, because the dark elves live underground too. So that was my plan with these rats. This guy right here, I was making this character. You know what? Let's keep the clothes on him just because it's disturbing. I was gonna make him like the general of these rat people. Those are trained turtles. Turtles. But yeah, so that was one of the races I was thinking about. I was doing some just random unicorn type of thing, but I wasn't feeling that one. I was messing around with, I was trying to figure out desert trolls. I didn't really like this at all, but I was trying to plan out desert trolls, and I was thinking about giving them more reptilian skin as their little gimmick, because each race of troll that I do, they have slight different gimmicks. Like the snow troll is very ape-like, monkey-like, and then the mountain trolls obviously got the rocks and cracky classic troll look, and then the swamp troll is like an old hag, an old witch, a swamp witch type of look. Are your dark elves like bats? No. They're just very pale. They're so pale, like you can see like their veins on their skin, and they got like red and black eyes, like the iris and people are red, but then the what's it called? The sclera is black. The Super Saiyan sketch. Oh, this old one? That's old. I was actually thinking about drawing some DBZ characters. Like a couple weeks ago, I was gonna do it. I was gonna draw my version of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. The Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite Saiyan form, but I just never got around to it. A maned wolf creature? Well, let me tell you what, dude. We got us a maned wolf. We got an old god, Fenrirthir. That's our maned wolf. The Howling Blizzard. The old god Fenrirthir. So we got that. Cyclops I was working on. I actually like this. What do y'all think about this Cyclops? I like it. Obviously you can see I got some elephant inspiration up in there. But yeah, that's my Cyclops. Kakarot! It's not a maned wolf? No, it's a wolf with a mane. Alright? So it's a maned wolf. It's a wolf with a mane, it's a maned wolf. A horse-sized nomadic turtle? I like a nice turtle. Yeah, that was the Cyclops I was doing. Obviously, he's inspired by my own personal kaiju, King Sovereign, who's a Cyclops, if any of y'all know my art. You know, I took a little bit of that kaiju inspiration from my other universe, my kaiju universe. And I made a Cyclops. I made him more of a... Put some clothes on. No. They're not smart enough to wear clothes. They're more beast. They're more beast than man. Got our good old satyr. One of my favorite mythical creatures. Did y'all ever see this? I showed this, right? The mammoth mount. Harpies. Good old harpy. Does he speak like a Mike Wazowski? Yeah, he speaks like a Mike Wazowski. Then we got our fire giants. With generic placeholder apparel on. I just wanted to throw some clothes on so he's not butt-ass naked. That's our fire giant, though. There's my character list. Still growing. Our characters are growing. Still have so much to do. God, I have so much art in this thing. I'm so worried. I've been worried lately that my whole, like, if my whole iPad just, like, erupts and then I'm screwed and don't have access to any of my files. I've been thinking about that recently. You done pixies or fairies? Yeah, I've done, like, a dark fairy before. Would you give your orcs beards? I don't know. I kind of didn't want them to have beards. Because I give a lot of my creatures and races beards. So I was like, maybe with the orcs, we won't give them beards. Can you upload them somewhere? I mean, I like the files and stuff. I can always email them, but it's like the actual like work, like the layers and stuff. That's the thing. If it just gets destroyed. This is the original fire giant. This is the first fire giant, like just dookie concept I did with generic armor, but that was what they first looked like. Before I went with more of the like Surtur inspired giant. How tall are the giants? Do you not see the size comparison? They're over, so, you know, obviously, they're like over 20 feet. There's a size comparison right there. Box of socks. Come on. Open your eyes, dude. Open your eyes. Look at our Monster Hunter art, since we're listening to Monster Hunter music. This is more of my... actually, like, not fully rendered, but when I'm actually trying to be, you know, more technical, a little bit more technical and serious with my art and less hectic and just energetic. You know, this is my chill sketching style when I want to put some more detail and emphasis in it. Then we got our Nergi. We actually did this on stream, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we did that. Then we got another one of our old gods here. I really like this one. This is probably, since I know people always ask, what are some of your favorite designs? This one's definitely one of my favorite designs. The old god Ursarock. This is definitely one of my favorite concepts. You started listening to Monster Hunter music in between appointments at work? Nice. It's good chill music. Good soundtrack. I've been thinking of since we've done these two old gods so far. I've been thinking about what I can do for the next old god. I was trying to figure out what the next one could be. So you got Ursurok, King of Beasts, who's an earth element. Fenrithir, ice element. Old god of the howling blizzard winds. You ever think about a friendly, peaceful centaur people instead of the savage ones? No. I want them to be aggressive, barbaric centaurs. They're not kind. They wage war. They're savage. I joined wondering if you drew Monster Hunter, then pulled up a picture of Arkfeld. That's right. I draw some Monster Hunter from time to time. Or some other Monster Hunter stuff that I did back in the day. This is when I converted. I changed the monsters to different types. Like Nergi, we made a Brute Wyvern. Brachydios, we made an Elder Dragon. Devil Joe, we made an Amphibian. Mizutsune. Flying Wyvern. Yeah, I'll do some monster. I gotta do some more Monster Hunter art and lead up to Stories 3 though, that's for sure. That's for sure. Alright, y'all. I think we're gonna call it here. We got this cool dragon. We got this dragon done. Turned out pretty solid. What do y'all think? I think it turned out pretty solid. I think it's a good proper creature for the Mammoth Peaks biome. You know? We're getting a roster assembled. Still gotta do a little bird creature and a couple other things. The red panda creature. A couple smaller critters. Yeah, not too shabby, y'all. Not too shabby. We did the thing tonight, folks. We did the thing. But alright, I'm gonna head up. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna go eat because I'm hungry. So, if you haven't already, smash the like button, guys. Go ahead, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you're just sitting there back there just stalking my video here but not commenting and participating this whole time, the least you can do is subscribe, guys. The least you can do is subscribe. Alright? But, alright, y'all. I'm gonna head out, get some shut-eye. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day, night, wherever you're located, whatever. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch. Alright, guys? We'll be in touch.